Frank Stallone, Far From Over on radio, localradio.com. We've got a guest in studio with us this morning. Yev Galper is the owner and operator of Open Play Pickleball and Padel, which we'll learn a lot about throughout this conversation. And he is about to open an amazing facility in Hopkinton. Good morning, Yev. Morning, Yev. Thanks for joining me. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
So tell me about this amazing facility you're building.
Yeah, so I'm building a club right on the marathon route in Hopkinton. And it's my dream. You know, I quit my day gig, which was technology consulting, and decided to focus on something that I'm extremely passionate about, both the racket sports and the community aspect of pickleball.
You quit your job,
yes,
to play pickleball. I mean, there's a lot more.
To
obviously.
play pickleball, to coach pickleball,
yeah,
to build a community, and to be part of it, and to run a club. So I bought 7 acres of land, and I got through the permitting, and I'm building ground up world-class facility with pickleball, but not only pickleball. Pickleball is one of 2 major sports in this club. Of course, everybody heard here about pickleball. It's the fastest growing sport in America for the last 5 years. But another sport that I'm also very excited about that I'm bringing here is called Padel.
Okay. Tell me about Patel.
Yeah.
Patel?
Padel.
Patel. Okay.
P-A-D-E-L. Padel.
Okay. Patel. Okay.
Padel. Actually, it's pronounced correctly paddle.
Okay.
But here in the U.S., they pronounce it padel.
Paddle. So does it involve a paddle?
It's another paddle sport,
Okay.
not a racket sport. By the way, the difference between the racket and the paddle, racket has strings, paddle is solid. So it's another paddle sport. It's the fast-growing sport in the world.
Paddle.
Padel. Oh, padel.
Okay.
Yeah. And people here never heard of it. A lot of them. Yeah, I know. Because here in the U.S., pickleball is taking all the attention. And rightfully so. It's a great sport.
Sure. We can only focus on one thing at a time here in America.
Yeah. Yeah, with ADHD that we have. Yeah.
Right.
So what happened with pickleball explosion here in the U.S., that's exactly what happened with padel around the world.
Okay.
Here in the U.S., it's coming. This sport is coming. There are a couple of clubs in Massachusetts, roughly, let's say, 10 courts. In Spain, in comparison, there are over 20,000 courts.
Wow.
In Spain, it's a more popular sport than tennis.
Seriously?
Yes, with Rafa Nadal, with Carlos Moya, with, players who used to be number 1 in the world.
Yeah.
Padel has more players. It's more popular than soccer in Spain. And that's what's happening
in Spain.
In Spain. With
Soccer's
Barcelona,
pretty big in Spain.
with Barcelona, Real Madrid. Yeah.
Now, why haven't we heard about it in the States? Because even though we don't have it here, you think with all the news that's available to us, we would see it or hear about it somewhere.
Now you will.
Yeah?
You will.
All right, tell me about that sport. We'll get to pickleball in a second, but tell me about Padel.
Padel. Yes. So it's another racket sport, also very, very social, just like pickleball. 4 players share a court. It's kind of like a mixture between tennis and squash, or tennis and racquetball, because there are walls.
Oh, okay.
Unlike tennis or squash, you don't hit the wall directly. That would be a dead ball. You play over the net.
Okay.
Right? So you share half of the court with your partner. You play over the net. The ball needs to bounce, but then it can bounce back from a wall.
Okay, so you can let it, if it's a hard bounce, let it bounce off the wall, and then just like racquetball. Okay, but it does have to bounce first.
It has to bounce first. You don't hit the wall directly.
Right.
Right. Which makes it very, very interesting from strategy perspective and tactics perspective. It's less about hitting hard because the ball is going to bounce back where the opponent is. It's more about spins, slices, and angles, and thinking 3 steps ahead. You want to set yourself up. It's compared actually to similar how pickleball is positioned here in US. That's how they position padel around the world. It's a much easier sport to play, to pick up, to start than tennis. It's a very, very social sport. You can play this sport all your life. So it became really, really popular.
Wow. So we'll see that really soon.
You already can see it. There are a couple of clubs here in Massachusetts, in the Boston area.
But, and now we'll have...
And now there will be a world-class club in the area, in Hopkinton. Yes. Altogether, we'll have 19 courts, 11 pickleball, and 8 padel. which makes it the biggest pickleball and padel facility in New England, indoor and outdoor, which is also very unique. Here in Massachusetts and New England in general, with the winters that we have, everybody wants to put all the courts inside, obviously.
Right.
But a lot of people actually prefer to play outdoors on a nice day. So I decided to have a combination.
Okay. And where are you at right now with the construction?
Like very, very close to finishing.
Really?
A couple more months and I'm going to be done. Like
Okay.
right now we are shooting to open in October.
Do you still have people playing there now, even though it's not done?
No.
Okay,
You can't
so you haven't
play. It's a construction. It's
Okay.
a construction site.
So this will be open soon.
Will be open soon.
And how many courts will you have for pickleball and padel?
8 indoor pickleball courts
Yep.
and 3 outdoor pickleball courts, 2 indoor padel courts, and 6 outdoor padel courts.
Wow.
And in addition to that, I will have golf simulator, table tennis, multiple lounges. I actually started collecting hand-signed paddles from number one players in the world,
Yep.
Both on the pickleball side and the padel side, and I have a collection of those. So I will have my own, or the club's Pickleball and Padel Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a tribute to the game as
Exactly.
well. Not just a place to go play,
Yeah.
but a place to go and enjoy pickleball for what it is and what it's becoming. And
Learn the history, learn about the top players. For example, a lot of people, even though they play pickleball, they don't know who the top players are.
Sure.
Right? So, for example, there is a 19-year-old or 18-year-old girl who is number one player in the world for the last few years. She's making millions of dollars just in tournament money.
Where is she from?
She's based in U.S.
Okay.
Like a lot of top players in pickleball are in
Okay.
U.S. because it's really exploded here.
Gotcha.
And from here, it's proliferating to the rest of the world. By the way, I believe that in a couple of Olympics, both of these sports will become Olympic sports.
Really? You think in the
Pickleball
next,
and padel.
like within the
Maybe-
next 10 years?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in the next one. We already missed that boat,
Yeah.
but maybe the one after.
So give me a little history on pickleball, how it started, because it seems like it just exploded and came out of nowhere. But give me a little bit of history.
So both of these sports actually have very similar history. Both of them started in 60s. Pickleball started in US, in the Washington state, and padel started in Mexico.
Yeah, you said the 60s.
In 60s.
Oh, wow.
1960s.
Okay.
Yeah, in Acapulco, in Mexico. Just by people who were bored or were trying something new. Pickleball started out of boredom, where presumably a family who was on vacation, were bored, didn't know what to do, and they just picked up random paddles and they started hitting the wiffle ball on a driveway. And padel started in Acapulco by a guy who wanted to play tennis, but he didn't have space in his backyard, and he was hitting against his house
Okay.
with the ball.
Yeah.
And then he put another wall behind it, and he didn't have space for the full tennis court.
Yeah.
So that became kind of dimensions of the padel court.
Are there 4 walls or just 2 walls for padel?
4 walls.
Okay,
4
4
walls.
walls,
Yeah, those are glass walls and chicken wire walls.
Okay. Now, it's the 2020s, and this thing started in the 60s.
Yes.
How did it take so long to get here? Because once it did get here, it exploded.
Pickleball was always here in U.S., right? Pickleball started in Washington State, and for
that's right, yeah.
for many years, it was considered to be a kind of retirement sport,
Yeah.
right? Before pandemic, the average age of a pickleball player was 65.
Okay.
Average age. Average.
Right.
Which means that there were a lot of 70-year-olds, 75-year-olds who were playing, and they still play.
Yeah.
Literally, yesterday, I played for a couple of hours, and I was sharing a court with a 77-year-old
Wow.
man. And he was playing really well.
Yeah.
He was moving, really well on the court. And I play at an advanced level, so it's
Yeah.
not just, dinking back and forth. So people can stay active and play at a high level, both of these sports, but especially pickleball, for many years. What I think caused this big explosion was pandemic,
Yeah.
because there were not so many things that you could do outdoors with other people and have fun and stay social.
Right.
So pickleball court is 20 feet by 44 feet.
It's a lot of space, yeah.
It's a lot of space, but not tennis court. A
Right,
tennis
right.
court is like 4 times bigger.
Yeah.
Right? So you have your 6 feet separation, yet you're close enough to your partner and to your opponents to have a conversation, to chat, to joke.
Right.
And also, unlike tennis, where typically 2 people play for an hour, hour and a half on this large court, there were 4 people, sometimes 6 people, sometimes 8 people per court. The games are very quick. They're like 10, 12 minutes long. And then you can shuffle, you can play with a different partner against different opponents. So it becomes really, really social with more people. And very, very similar dynamic with Padel. Very similar. So 4 people per court. There could be more people who are just sitting waiting. You don't have to wait for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours until the match is done. In a few games, you can switch. You can change the partners. There are formats specifically for that. So both of these sports have very, very similar history, similar reason why they became so explosive. It just happened so that one of them took over US and the other one really proliferated in Europe and Latin America. And from there, it went to Asia and Middle East and now US, North America.
I would imagine, tennis, if people were that bored, they could just play tennis, but that's a tough sport to learn, right? Or master. So this is the next best thing, would you say? And the people gravitated towards this because it's like, I don't have the time to learn tennis. So this is a little easier, a little bit more fun.
It's much easier.
Yeah.
It's not a little easier.
How long is it? It's
Look,
much easier.
I
don't want to diminish the sport.
I played tennis for 25 years.
Okay.
Right? So, and I coached tennis. So, it's not like I'm against tennis. I love tennis.
Sure. But anybody can play this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with tennis, it's actually quite ironic that the most difficult shot in tennis is the first shot.
Okay.
Right?
The serve. The serve, yeah.
The serve is really, really difficult.
A lot of stress there, too.
Yeah, it's an overhead serve,
Yeah.
which is very, very complex technically.
Yeah.
And because of the size of the court, when you're learning, the balls are not really going where you want. Even if with small margin of error, the ball is not going to be anywhere where you want it to be.
Okay.
So a lot of balls are just, flying all over the place. So you need to take a lot of lessons. You have to be very patient in order to learn. It's kind of like golf, if you wish, right? You can't just go and start enjoying a round of 18 holes, right? You have to invest into the sport.
Sure.
The same thing with tennis. With pickleball, at some point I created a program specifically for 65 and above who never consider to be athletes of any sort. And my claim was that in 6 weeks, once a week, for like an hour and a half, I can teach them the rules, the technique, so they, by the end, could play full game with scoring and enjoy it.
Okay.
And be by themselves, just join the community.
And you mentioned how expensive it can be. How much is an average paddle, let's say? Like if you're going to get going, you're going to start up, I would imagine you're going to sell these too at your
I will
facility.
have a pro shop, yes. So the most expensive pickleball paddles are around $300.
Ooh.
So that's pretty expensive.
Okay.
For the first 2 years, I played with $30 paddle.
Okay.
Literally. So there are very cheap, there are more expensive ones, like for any budget, really.
Right.
And with a $30 paddle, I stayed for 2 years.
Yep.
And I became, club champion.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily the paddle that makes a good player. It's more like a technique and patience and other things. At some point, you do want to the good paddle will make a difference, but it's not the biggest difference, especially for beginners.
Well, this is a dumb question, but what about clothing? What do people wear? Is there a dress code on the court?
The only important part is the shoes.
Okay.
Because pickleball court is similar to tennis court. It's maybe a little bit grittier, right? There is a little bit more sand maybe. integrate into the paint of the pickleball court. So it's both for the comfort and injury prevention. You have to have the right shoes. As a matter of fact, right now there are pickleball shoes specifically, and a lot of brands now releasing those pickleball shoes. But the other thing is that if you wear any other shoe, even a tennis shoe, the outer sole wears out in like a matter of few weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of brands actually, interestingly enough, partnered with tire companies.
Oh, wow.
Like with Michelin, with Goodyear, or with not necessarily a tire company, but the company that is known for their hard, high-quality outer soles, like Vibram, for example.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So these brands, they provide outer. They kind of co-design the shoe together.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the ball called? It's just a ball.
Pickleball.
Just a pickleball. Okay.
Pickleball ball.
Yeah. It looks like a wiffle ball.
It is.
It makes a lot of noise, right?
Yes.
But they're designing new ones, I hear, that are going to cut down on that noise that annoys all the neighbors around a pickleball court.
Yeah, noise actually is a serious problem, and there are a lot of lawsuits around the country. People are suing their neighbors. People are suing towns. People are suing clubs. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of innovation happening in reducing the noise.
Okay.
And it's so interesting to see how it's evolving, how the sport is evolving, how the equipment is evolving. So this innovation is targeting is coming from a few different angles. And for me, it's important because I will have a lot of courts outdoors for both pickleball and padel, and both of them have this challenge with the noise. So the way how I will be dealing with that is predominantly from three angles. One is there is equipment now that is quieter, like quieter paddles, quieter balls. Also, I'm installing 10 and 12 foot high chain link fence, on top of which I will hang the special sound mitigation blankets. So they will absorb all the noise.
Much like a recording studio type
Just like
thing.
a recording studio. Yeah. Exactly. So that's another way how people are managing the noise, right? So one is the equipment with which you're playing, like the balls and the paddles. The second one is the surrounding area, which is like those blankets. Another one is even more interesting. They come up with different sports, completely different sports. So there is, for example, USTA, US Tennis Association, they came up with a sport that's called red ball.
Okay.
You're playing on a pickleball court, but with different equipment. You play with kind of like a junior tennis red ball, and that's why it's called red ball, this game. And similar to a junior tennis racket, right? So the ball itself is not plastic. The racket itself has strings.
Yep.
So it doesn't really...
A little quieter.
It's much quieter. Like you can't hear anything. There is another sport called tipti, which is becoming very popular actually because a lot of celebrities are backing up this sport. There is spec tennis and pop tennis. So there are a few variations of different paddle and racket sports that are coming up to address predominantly the noise issue.
And we already have the pickleball courts, and these games can be played on that court.
They could be played exactly on the same pickleball
So could we
court.
see pickleball itself kind of go away and these become the next big sports on a pickleball court?
I don't think so.
Okay. Pickleball will always be here.
Yeah, pickleball will stay.
What about pickleball and pop culture? We have a new movie called The Dink on Apple Plus. I haven't really seen much else as far as TV shows and movies that has pickleball as one of its main themes. But you think that's going to pop up more and more too?
For sure.
Yeah.
Because just sheer number of players and the growth of the sport. So there are close to 50 million players just in US.
Okay, so the market towards them is pretty smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people who played at least once in the last 12 months, and a lot of people who try, they want to play again because it's so easy to start, right? and it's such an enjoyable sport, really.
Yeah.
Easy to start, easy to progress, easy to get to the point where you play games, and then you can spend a lot of time on improving and become kind of more on the pro level or closer to that. But in order to enjoy, you don't have to be there, right? So it attracts a lot of people, and these people stay there with the sports, which is very, very unique. I think there are not so many sports that came actually from retirement community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Shuffleboard, I can think of maybe.
Yeah, and
but
every year, average age of a pickleball player goes down.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah. So if you remember, I mentioned that before pandemic, the average age was 65.
Right.
Now it's like in the low 30s.
Oh, wow.
Every year it drops down, because now there are pro players that are making a lot of money. A lot of actually tennis players are coming to pickleball, and they're playing pickleball professionally.
Yeah.
A lot of top players. Andre Agassi actually became a pickleball player.
Playing?
He's playing. He has his own line of pickleball paddles.
Yeah.
Jack Sock, who was top 10 tennis player, now he is a professional pickleball player. A lot. Like Donald Young, Sam Querrey, a lot of Brooke Buckner, like a lot of tennis players. So the youngsters, now they choose the sport, now they become intrigued about pickleball, because it's maybe not as demanding as many other sports. Now colleges,
and very social.
Very social, very social, and cross-generational.
Yep.
You play with your parents, grandparents.
Yeah, and we learned that in the movie. You saw the movie,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I chuckled.
It was Jake Johnson, who's like a 40-year-old who was playing with older women, and they all became friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was a great example of making new friends with a new sport, and it's all, like you said, multi-generational.
Yeah, absolutely. So now colleges are giving scholarships, which means that the high schools are forming varsity teams. So the age of the pickleball player is going even further down, right? And there is a potential of, look, I have a 10-year-old son. He started playing pickleball when he was 6, right? And he could normally, pick up a paddle and just hit the balls. We have some fun on the court, not necessarily play full games, but we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I see this sport is being picked up by social media much more, and movies and entertainment as well.
Great.
Because there are a lot of people who are interested in this sport.
Yeah, and I feel like you're at the ground level too in our local area, because we just got, pickleball was new to us here in Milford because we got the courts at Milford Town Park. Other than that, I don't know of any other pickleball courts. You're opening in Hopkinton, so there's going to be a lot of interest, I would imagine, and I wish you the best and big successes. How can people follow the progress and know when you were going to be opening?
Thank you for the question. So I have a website. It's the club is going to be called Open Play Pickleball Padel Club. So the website is openplay ppc pickleballpadelclub.com, where you could learn about the membership structure, what the club is offering, but also you can sign up to a mailing list and you will get updates. And right now you can actually join as a founding member and get a discounted access to what the club is going to offer.
Yep.
Unlike many other clubs, I decided to make it affordable and also all-inclusive model. So basically, I don't want people to think twice from financial perspective to come and play. So there will be more like a lifetime model. You have a monthly fee, recurring monthly fee, but then you come, you just check in, you go and play.
Okay.
Right? So the open plays, the court reservations are going to be free, just to reduce the friction for people to decide to come. Like when they want to do something in the evening, I want them to come to my club.
Yeah, last minute thing. Just let's go play pickleball tonight.
Last minute thing, or the day before, or whatever. Like they want to do something. I want them to not to consider financial aspect. And if they just want to come play, they would want to come. They would come and play.
Well, there's so much more than I expected. So that was a great education on pickleball. I appreciate it. It was great to meet you, and best of luck with everything. And let's keep in touch, obviously.
Of course.
By the way, if you want to get in on the ground level, Yev does have investing opportunities that he's going to close out at the end of the month. You can go to their website, openplayppc.com, to get more details on being a founding member of New England's premier pickleball and padel community. Back to the music right after this on radio.